Good evening, everyone. Liverpool play Everton in the Merseyside Derby tonight. Premier League is back. Liverpool are back. I'm excited that we're back. 9 games, 9 cup finals potentially for the Reds to get those over the line. The Premier League title is almost in grasp, guys. The Premier League title is right in front of us. The 20th league title to join Manchester United on 20. Can we do it? It starts tonight. It starts tonight. Forget the Carabao Cup final now. Forget the Champions League. Forget the poor performances that we have been showing the last few months. That international break came at the right time. Now we need to take advantage of it and bounce back tonight. Arne Slot needs to get into that team tonight. Get out there. Get the 3 points. We need to improve performance, certainly. But get the 3 points are the most important thing. Get the 3 points. Get out of there. And let's go win this Premier League title. Arsenal last night beat Fulham 2-1 to decrease the deficit to 9 points. 9 points clear now, Liverpool top of the league. With obviously the game now tonight against Everton, which is going to be I think it's going to be an exciting game. I expect Liverpool to bounce back. I expect a big performance from Liverpool because we've had that time off. And we need to bounce back performance-wise. We need to bounce back with a win. I think that international break came certainly at the right time. It really did came at the right time. We absolutely shocking against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final. Absolutely shocking. We didn't turn up at all. Newcastle fully deserved that. And the tiredness was kicking in. I don't know about anyone else, but I think we looked absolutely knackered by the time that the international break came around. We ain't had much in terms of rest, in terms of the players that do go out to international break. A lot go out to international teams. A lot are very good enough to get international call-ups. So we had enough break for not all our players have had a break. Let's get that thing straight. I think Everton will have more chance of getting breaks because obviously they've got worse players, therefore not getting international call-ups. That could play into Everton's hands potentially, but I'm hoping we see a different Liverpool. I'm hoping we see a refreshed Liverpool. That's the word. A refreshed Liverpool. We need some refreshments going on here because we looked out on our feet in the Carabao Cup final. We looked out on our feet in the Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain, and we just need to kick on now. 9 games left, 5 at home, starting tonight with the Merseyside Derby. I will get the team news out as soon as it comes out. I will let you all guys know in the team news. Let me know if you are watching. Let me know your predictions. Let me know your thoughts on tonight's game. Are you worried about anywhere about tonight's game? Because it is a Merseyside Derby. Form goes out the window in the Merseyside Derby. We saw in the last time when we drew 2-2. We took his foot off the gas. Everton punished us. But it is different because it is at Anfield. However, it's still not a game to be overconfident tonight. We can be confident about our team. I think we're also the best team in the league. We still should beat Everton, but we've got to see how it is, because if we be overconfident and we underestimate Everton, we could get punished again, just like we did last time at the Goodison Park, at the last Merseyside Derby at Goodison Park. So yeah, I will let you know, guys. If you're watching live, I will let you know updates on team news as soon as that comes up for me. I'll let you know on team news. I know Asim, obviously born and red. I don't know if anyone watches born and red. Asim, a good friend of mine. Also, he comes out with early team news. He says maybe a few changes tonight. So I'm going to actually predict my starting 11 for tonight, because there's been reports and been rumours about potentially Federico Chiesa starting up front. That's what I've been seeing. Apparently, he's been training as a central position. But I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that tonight, because it's not really working elsewhere, is it? Really, if we're honest, Nunes ain't doing anything. Jota ain't doing anything this season. Diaz isn't just a striker, is he? So I wouldn't mind saying Chiesa up front, if I'm honest, because he's got a very good shot in him. I think we just need someone that can take his chances, and tonight is a big chance to extend that lead again, because Arsenal last night got the job done. They were good for the majority of the game. Also, Fulham got one back towards the end, but I think it was too late. But yeah, Arsenal are back, and Saka's back as well. That's the thing with Arsenal. Saka is back. Gabriel's out there. I think Timber got injured as well last night. Was Calafiori get injured as well? Bad time for that. But with Saka back, they've got someone that knows where the net is. and that's what hasn't been happening. Moreno's been scoring though, more than Nunes, funnily enough. Reece is going to be joining me in just a short time, just like last night. But yeah, so my prediction for the team is my predicted 11. Alisson Becker in there. I think it's going to be a back four of Robertson, Konate, Van Dijk, and who at right back? That is the big question. That is a conundrum that needs to be sorted. There's Kwanzaa, there's Jones, and there's Endo. Again, I think Kwanzaa will be the choice again. I think it will be pretty much the same as the Carabao Cup final against Newcastle. Midfield picks for itself. Midfield picks itself. I think it's just the same midfield every single game now, and this is why we are running to the ground. This is why the midfield is starting to look tired, because we haven't really got anyone outside of the players that we've got. Before the lack of quality drops off massively. Curtis Jones, we don't know what we're going to get from Curtis Jones. If he plays well, then it's not a massive quality in terms of drop off. It's not a massive drop off in terms of quality. But you don't know whether he's going to be playing well or not. If he plays well, then that's okay. But if he doesn't, you don't know what Curtis Jones is going to turn up. Endo again does his job when he comes on. Not really the quality that we need to have starter. So midfield picks itself: Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister. Same midfield as per. Up front, this is where another conundrum needs to be solved. Salah right. I expect that Gakpo to be back on the left. Gakpo is back, which is brilliant. Which is fantastic. That is what we need. Gakpo back in this team. We've missed Gakpo massively. Absolutely massively in the last few months. And it has been a tough to have to rely on Salah so much in terms of goals, in terms of scoring goals. Diaz hasn't really been doing it. Nunes hasn't really been doing it. So we need Gakpo. Gakpo being back could be the difference between us going on and make sure we're screwing that Premier League title early or not. That's how important Gerdie Gakpo is. So yeah, up front, I think Gerdie Gakpo will be left, Salah be right, and up front, am I going to fall for the reports of Federico Chiesa? I want to believe the truth, because I won't mind seeing Federico Chiesa up front. I want to see more of him. He's got certainly bags of talent. He's probably a decent finish of the ball. I'd rather give him a chance than watch Jota again, or Nunes again, or Diaz again up front. And am I going to believe that's going to happen? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say Chiesa is going to play up front. Let's see if I'm right. This is just because I'm just tired of seeing the other three of having a chance up front. I need to see something different. So the league table as it stands right now, obviously Salah. Arsenal did put it back to 9 points. 9 points the difference. 70 points for Liverpool, 61 points for Arsenal. Obviously, the game in hand tonight for Liverpool is against Everton. Go back for 12 points clear. So, like I said, Reece is joining me in just a short time. He said he'd be give 10 minutes, so give it another minute or so. Let me know if you are watching live on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever you're watching live. Let us know your comments. Let us know your predictions. Who do you want to start tonight? Do you want to see Federico Chiesa start up front? I am certainly tired of seeing the other three. So, yeah, I would like to see Federico Chiesa tonight. What am I looking out for tonight in terms of Everton's attack, though, and Everton's possibilities against us that could cause us problems? Better, since David Moyes has rejoined Everton, Better has become a different player. Better, he was certainly an handful that we last time we played against them. Just going to Everton's just going over Everton's sort of problems that could cause us in terms of. I was talking about Better, about him being a new player under David Moyes, completely new player. I thought he played well against us last time. Goodison, Decore is always an option. Jack Harrison certainly has a shot on him. One to watch. But yeah, I think their midfield's very. I think their midfield's very underrated. If I'm honest, Decore is a very good player. Gay is very good player, and James Garner's not too bad. Where do you see Everton really attacking Liverpool tonight?
Set pieces. Obviously,
again, like last time, yeah.
You kind of know Everton's more going to kind of make it a physical battle, more of a messy kind of game, similar to what it was at their ground, where it was kind of stop-start. You couldn't really get no rhythm, a lot of fouls, trying to get in our heads to rattle us, trying to not let us get settled and whatnot. They're quite physical as well. So in midfield, they're probably going to treat, not just midfield, but everywhere, they're going to try and rough us up, bully us.
Yeah.
try and see if they can just throw us off our game, get inside our heads. In terms of the players, if Berto plays, we got to watch out for him because I think he's an underrated player. I
He's a
think
new player. He's a new player under Dave Moyes, yeah.
I think he's a
He really
decent
is.
player for me. Definitely got a goal in him. But yeah, set pieces mainly. I think we just got to play our game. I kind of really want to beat them as well because of how that game
Went
ended.
last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just and how over the moon they were with the draw and the antics towards the end. I want to beat them always anyway, but I want to really rub their nose, kind of teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got to see whether that happens. I'm confident we'll win, but if we can beat them the way I want to, that would be like, yeah, I mean, that would be great.
I think Everton would probably have to look at the Newcastle game against us in the Carabao Cup final, and just the way Newcastle outfought us to every single ball. They outfought us to every single ball. They wanted it more. They were physical, and I think that's like Reece just pointed out there. I think that could be the main thing for Everton tonight. Is just be physical, because we really lost that midfield battle against Newcastle massively in terms of physicality. We looked absolutely knackered. Everton will have players that won't have gone on international duty, so might be a bit more fresh than we are. Our players, I want to see refreshment tonight. I want to see a new Liverpool tonight after seeing what they saw in the Carabao Cup final. But most of our players have gone on international duty. Some flying to South America. Do you think that refreshment isn't going to be there for Liverpool because of such?
It depends for me, but at the same time, we've had a long enough break. I think because of the game as well, even if the league's more or less wrapped up, obviously not technically, but more or less done. But I think because of how that game ended the last time, for me, the players should be up for it. Whether any players are a little bit tired or anything, for me, and because you're getting towards that finish line of you want to cement and get the league, for me, there shouldn't be no excuses. We should be right up for this game. It's a derby. We're at home. We haven't had any games for club games anyway for a few weeks. So I'm not really looking for any excuses from any of our players or anyone to make any excuses if we weren't to get a result, say tired or international.
Yeah.
I understand. We all know they kind of play too much games, but it's just part of how football is now. But there were a good batch of players that didn't play as well. They probably stayed at Liverpool and whatnot. So
Gakpo's back as well. I was speaking about that just before you came on. How important Gakpo is to this Liverpool side. I think he's exactly what we need now. For the last 9 games, we needed him back. We needed him back massively. We missed him massively when he wasn't there. Relying on Salah for goals all the time. It's not. I expect Salah to perform tonight. I think Salah will. He usually does in big games, derby games especially. But Gakpo's a big miss, and it has been a big miss. What worries me is that we have shown complacency, massive complacency in the last couple of months. We've been playing poor. I think we've been getting just grinding over results. Wolves, we didn't deserve really to beat Wolves, but we did. Southampton were poor again against Southampton. We drew against Everton, drew against Villa. I'm hoping that international break was not just obviously you might get a little bit physical, more rest, because the international games aren't as physical as the Premier League, especially like you go to England, for example. The English games against who did they play? Albania and was it Latvia? They're not really exactly going all guns blazing. So yeah, I'm hoping it was a mental break as well for these players. Get away, go back to the homes or back into the countries that they play for, and really reset mentally, because that last couple of weeks before we broke up for international break, they're going out in the Champions League, outplayed by PSG, going into the Carabao Cup final, literally looking absolutely out on his feet, physically battered. How important do you think that break is mentally more than physically?
I think that break was needed, to be fair.
For us as well, as fans.
100% as well, fans too. I think mentally as well, I think that rest is important because a lot of the time, physically, obviously, they're all in tip-top shape. A lot of the time, they might not necessarily be physically tired, but they could be mentally tired, but not necessarily realize it because you're kind of just going through the motions over and over again, playing games, especially during that period where we're playing games, 3 games a week and whatnot. So you're getting maybe a day, if you're lucky, maybe a day or two's rest. They're doing training and whatnot as well. So
the team news is out, Reece. The team news is out. But as per Liverpool Football Club on Twitter, they like to put it in a stupid order. Whatever order you want to work it out. It's not in number order, it's not in formation order. I don't know what order it's actually in. I actually haven't a clue. So this is the order I'm gonna give it you, and we've got to work out the formation from there. So Kelleher in net.
okay.
So I don't know where Alisson Becker is because he's not even on the bench.
Okay.
So no Alisson Becker. Not a clue what's going on there. Van Dijk, Konate. So obviously centre backs. Diaz, Soberslay, McAllister, Salah, Jones, Jota, Robertson, Gravenberch.
Who's that right back then?
I couldn't tell you there. The only one I could think of is possibly Jones. I know they were talking about Jones possibly playing right back last time in the Carabao Cup final. They were talking about Jones, Endo, or Kwanzaa. So the bench is Yaros, Endo, Nunes, Chiesa, Gakpo, Elliott, Tsimikas, McConnell, and Kwanzaa. So no Alisson Becker in the squad at all. So that's a worry for a start off. Right back, it'd have to be Jones, but I don't get what order they put them in here. Are they done by age or something? I don't know what they've done here because they're not numbered ordered. They're not ordered by numbers. They're not ordered by formation. I think they just throw some names out.
That's a bit of a weird way they've done that. I don't know why they've not just done it.
They have done it. They have been doing it by numbers, but the difference is they put Kelleher at the top at 62. They have done it by numbers, so it's Kelleher at 62, but then it goes up by numbers. That's where it comes from. Van Dijk, Salah, Van Dijk, Konate, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, it has gone by numbers, but Kelleher's up to the top because like they're throwing everyone else at position. You might as well fucking throw Kelleher at bottom at position. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Jones at right back. What's your thoughts about that? That's if it is the case.
Surprised, but like I said, for all we know, they might have been working on something in training. So even though he starts at right back, you don't know if he necessarily stays. You don't know what the necessary formation is going to be until we start playing.
So live score have gone for that formation with Curtis Jones at the back, right back, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch. I'm going to see more actually. In fact, if I keep refreshing Liverpool, refreshing Twitter, I'm sure there will be a journalist that will confirm this. There definitely will be a journalist that will confirm it. Hi, Damon Reese. How are you? Bless up and respect. Like, comment, and share, subscribe. Liverpool versus Everton. We need to play our game, and Everton will play dirty, physical, and long ball tactics. You made a very good point there, Abdul, because last time we played Everton in the Merseyside Derby at Goodison, we didn't play our game. We got suckered into playing like Everton wanted to play us, and that's how they beat us. They suckered into a physical game. We didn't want a physical game, and we found out, unfortunately, that we ended up drawing the game and dropping points. How important it is to stick to that game plan tonight, Reece, do you think?
Without a doubt, like I said, we've said that I think it's super important that we play our game, but we also need to, for me, if our game isn't going well, we need to know how to win ugly if need be, because as you saw when things didn't really go our way against Everton, we weren't able to see out the game. Obviously, that game we were quite poor, to be fair. Obviously, we were hanging on to it. We should have won, but the last minute goal and the rest of it and whatnot. But yeah, I just think stick to our game, but we've got to be mentally. We're at home this time, so how I see it. Obviously, Everton was rocking that last game because that's their last game at Goodison and whatnot. But we're at home. I think the crowd should be up for this game. They should understand the importance of this game than the remaining games. What else?
Okay, some call. Can you hear me still? Yeah.
I can hear you.
For some reason, we said connecting, reconnecting. But yeah, can I get some more updates on whether if Curtis Jones is at right back? I presume what I'm presuming is someone will actually confirm he is right back. Usually, you get normally like a Lewis Steele or someone like that comes out and just confirms the reasoning behind this team selection, don't they? So let's have a look. Nothing has come out in terms of that confirmation, but yeah, Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments about that lineup. Curtis Jones potentially right back, Jota up front. There were rumours and reports about Federico Chiesa potentially playing as a central player, training as a central striker. I'm a bit, I sort of predicted him to be up front tonight, just for something different. I want to see something different. Jota's had
So
enough
do I.
chances, Nunes had enough chances, Diaz had enough chances. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
minded seeing Chiesa tonight as a front man.
it's disappointing kind of seeing a lot of the same team, but I'm not surprised because he's going to see it as majority of this team. I would say if you maybe tweaked, let's see, if you tweaked Jota and you put Diaz up front and Gakpo at the left, and then obviously you had Trent at right back, and then with Alisson, that's probably more or less the 11. That's kind of been consistent, getting him his results. But obviously, we'll see how this game goes. I would have liked Chiesa to start for me. I would have started a Chiesa
Yeah,
uh,
up front
on
or
the
on left.
maybe up front or on the left. I was gonna go left, and I would have put maybe a Gakpo up front
Up
because
front, yeah.
Jota and Diaz and Nunes. I'm kind of tired of seeing them. Hopefully, they perform today, or Jota. I'm hoping Jota has a good performance, but I would have liked seeing something different for me. Even Endo, I would have liked seeing because I think this is his kind of game for me. Is this kind of
Yeah,
game? He
potentially, yeah.
understands.
Yeah, it's hard to drop those three midfielders, isn't it? Because, like I said before, the drop off after that, the quality behind McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch isn't McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch. That's the big issue. And dropping them off in a big game like this, when we need to go back and bounce back after the Carabao Cup final and get this. We want to get this Premier League channel done early. Really, I know we don't want to go to last game of the season with it still being up in the air at all. I think I thought I just want to get this season not over like it's a bad season, but get it over as in like get this title done and let's enjoy the rest of the season then and enjoy the celebrations. It is. I am very. Maybe Kwanzaa just didn't do enough. Obviously, he was put in the Carabao. Everyone put in the Carabao Cup final, but for to drop Kwanzaa, who was a natural born, defender, to put Curtis Jones a right back, that's a big ask. But Curtis Jones gets the Merseyside Derby. That's
Well, it's a
one thing
big
I don't mind Curtis Jones playing. He's got a big chance. He's got a bigger thing tonight to do. It's going to be hard for Curtis Jones to not being a natural right back. It's going to be hard for him to adjust because we're seeing him play at DM, and he doesn't suit it at all. He hasn't got not got a defensive mind. He wants to go forward. Now he's at right back. It's even got to be more defensively minded.
It's interesting though because during the international break he played as the sixth for England, so and he did really well there.
Although he did have
So,
Declan Rice next to him, so it's a bit of a difference.
but
A bit of a
yeah,
difference.
I think he can play the six if, like I said, if he's got someone there alongside him.
Yeah.
But it should be interesting. I do think they've been working on something. That's why he's put him there. So they've obviously been working in something, and Jones is maybe showing something. Maybe he's got the athleticism. He's good on the ball. Defensively, it's going to be interesting to see how he does. Whoever's coming up against him on that side for Everton, but like I said, I'm still confident we'll win. I was a bit surprised why Ali's not involved, but obviously for him not to be on the
Yeah, I'm
bench,
trying to get confirmation on that.
it's not an injury, or maybe he's just ill, or maybe he came back. When
I'm
did
trying to get confirmation on that. I'm presuming
when did our
confirmation
South
will be up.
American players come back? When did they all come back officially? They didn't come back too.
I'm just going to type Lewis Stealing because he's normally good for getting an update on like when teams start. Here we go. Yeah, Lewis Steele, as per. I knew he'd be the one that does it. No Alisson for Liverpool tonight as he has failed a concussion test. Obviously, what happened in Brazil.
Okay.
Kicked in the head against Brazil, Colombia 12 days ago, so he's still failing concussion test. And Curtis Jones starts at right back. Yeah, Lewis Steele has confirmed. I knew he would. I knew very, very reliable as Lewis Steele. I knew he would. So there we go. No Alisson because the concussion test failed, and Curtis Jones is at right back. Jack Harrison on the left wing for Everton. So I'm going to go for the Everton team as predicted anyway. John Pickford in net, Jacob Brown right back, Tarkowski and Branthwaite at centre back, Mikalenko at left back, Gay, Garner, CDMs, Alcaraz on the right, Doucouré, Jack Harrison on the left, and Beto up front. Jack Harrison against Curtis Jones, that is the one I think everyone will be looking at tonight, Reese.
Nah, that'll be interesting. He's a decent player. He's got a decent left foot. It'll be interesting. Like I said, it's all about when the game starts, that first early start, who's kind of getting the better of each other, kind of be able to tell. Because for me, if Jones kind of starts well, wins a few tackles against him, or whether it's a few headers or blocks or something, gets to the ball before him, kind of builds your confidence defensively going forward. Also, we know what he can offer on the ball going forward. So defensively, I think that could help the confidence, and then vice versa for Jack Harrison if he starts well against Jones or gets a few crosses in or goes past him a couple of times. It's only going to make him feel like, okay, I've got the beating of Jones for this game. So for me, it's about how we kind of start the game. I do think we need to start quickly. I know we're not always ones to start quickly, but I think, like I said, the crowd needs
It's
to
a
get
Merseyside
behind.
derby. We need to, yeah.
For me, if we get an early goal, I think we can blow them away. But I think we
Yeah.
need to start fast and we need to be on top of them. Don't, because we know what they're going to do. We just got to play our game. Even when they try and do what they're doing, hopefully we've got a ref that makes the correct decisions. We can't necessarily rely on that, but more or less, we just got to win the game. We got to try and be in control of what we can be in control of. And like I said, if we do fast, I think we'll win comfortably.
Abdul makes a good point here. LSE head coach Arne Slot lacks confidence in players Endo, Kwanzaa, Elliott, Cases, Yaros, Simicast, and McConnell. Furthermore, he demonstrates a reluctance to rotate his squad. Well, I think that's the reason why he doesn't rotate his squad very much, because he doesn't really trust the players behind him. This is why you've seen the likes of Elliott being linked to a move out, Kwanzaa being linked to a move out. These players have been linked for moves away because I just don't think Slot trusts them enough. Confirmed, Curtis Jones is playing right back for Liverpool. Everton will be happy with a draw. I think Everton, of course, will be happy with it. Look how they celebrated the draw last time at Merseyside. A draw at Anfield tonight, when Arsenal won last night, while they will want to add some more. I think they want to add a little bit of doubt to Liverpool. I think that's what Everton want to do tonight. And as we've been saying, and Abdul himself has been saying, it's going to be a physical game tonight. No silly cards. And that's why I'm looking at Jack Harrison against Curtis Jones, because Curtis Jones, we saw last time, got sent off at the end of the game because they got wound up, obviously, with Decore's actions. I think they'll target Jones tonight, massively. Obviously, it's not a right back, but they're going to target him knowing that it's a Merseyside derby and he's going to be up for it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they will target him, but like I said, it's all about how we start. And if we get on top, and for me, take our chances. But we got to be winning our 50-50s, our aerial duels and whatnot, the physical battle too, because that's where it kind of went wrong, where Everton started fast in the game against us at their ground, and they were winning the 50-50s. You got to win those as well. You can't just look pretty when you've got the ball. That's why I want to be able to see that ugly side with some of our players. They got to understand that sometimes it's going to be physical, sometimes it's going to be rough, it's not going to be always pretty. You got to kind of show that tenacity, that desire, like, you know what I mean, to kind of win those battles.
They're the most important ones tonight. Those corners, those free kicks in and around the area. We got caught lacking last time in with the first goal for Everton, where we got caught basically sleeping on the free kick just outside the box, and we got caught for it. So this is where we need to switch on tonight. We've got a big chance to just bounce back from the disappointment of the Carabao Cup and the Champions League. The international break came, and then also bounce back from Arsenal's win last night, because Arsenal did beat Fulham last night. They were pretty good for the majority of the game. Did dominate most of the game. Fulham got one back, too late by then. But Arsenal are doing what they can. Saka's back. That gives them someone that knows where the goal is. And that is not scary, but I think that the gap between Liverpool and Arsenal is a very comfortable gap. But we can't sleep. We can't not concentrate. We've got to get our job done, and it starts tonight. There's a big game tonight. Abdul says here, in the previous Everton match in the EPL, we demonstrated insufficient ball retention, possession, and failed to challenge the opposing goalkeeper. Exactly that. I mean, we fell into their plan. We fell right into their plan. We lost all the tactics that Arne Slot usually gives us, where it's keeping the ball, and we couldn't really keep the ball at all. Van Dijk, Salah, and Jota. I don't know what you're on about there, Abdul. Oh, right, for the goals. All right, yeah, sorry, Abdul. Yeah, so he's predicting 3-1 to Liverpool, and the goal scorers being Van Dijk, Salah, and Jota. I'm hoping. What do you think of Jota playing tonight, Reece? Because he has not been the same this season at all. It's a different Jota. We're normally used to relying on him to score goals more so than Salah at times,
Like I said,
and it's been disappointing. Hasn't it? He needs to show something tonight before summer comes around.
I think today is a big game for Jota, because I would have liked, like I said, I was looking at a Chiesa or a Gakpo coming in. Obviously, he hasn't had the greatest of seasons, Jota. I think it's a big game for him. Hopefully, he's got his shooting boots on. But I don't think too much people knew the injury he recovered from. I think was a punctured lung. So in some ways, it kind of explains a few things. Not necessarily how he's in front of goal, but in terms of how he's getting around the pitch. That's an injury that kind of
Yeah,
takes a long time to recover from. Obviously, if you're an athlete, you're used to running around and whatnot. But I heard something that when he was injured, he needed help even walking to the shop. He was out of breath and things like that. So I still think
yeah.
potentially how he's playing, that he's maybe not fully recovered from that. But I just think in front of goal, he's got to kind of get those shooting boots back, in terms of usually he's deadly in front of goal. And I know he likes to go into tackles and battle for things, but because of his size, don't worry too much about the physical battle. If anything, try and see if you can win the ball. Some battles are you can't avoid, but try and, for me, win those. Do what you can with the ball at your feet or your movement and things like that. Try and not so much the physical, because the last thing we need, like I said, is another injury. And I do think Slot's kind of watching this game as well. I do think, even though he's picked Jar, it hasn't gone under the radar that he's been able to see the forwards not really performing minus Salah. So yeah, I think it will be interesting. I think it's a big game for quite a few players. Diaz, he hasn't really been
Yeah.
great for quite a while. Nunes, if he does come on, we'll see. But yeah, I think we just need I think, like I said, a big performance. If he scores, I think that gives him the world of confidence, Joe, for me. So hopefully he gets a goal today. But if he doesn't, I would like Slot to make the right subs for me. If he could give Chiesa more time, Gakpo, bring him on earlier. If things are not going the right way, make the subs at the right time. I don't want to see what happened against Newcastle, where you're kind of delaying. For me, if someone's not playing well, take them off. That's why I say don't wait.
Just a question for you, mate. Just a question for you. Trent's leaving in the summer. Scouting our team, leaving in the summer. Right back's free. Do FSG see Curtis Jones as an option?
Funny. Slot doesn't see him as an option. I think he's just playing right now because maybe he doesn't trust Kwanzaa at right back completely. And so, yeah, for me,
imagine him having a good game tonight. John Henry would be licking his lips if he has a good game tonight. John Henry would be licking his lips. The money he's saving. I think
he would need more than one game. He needs more of a run of games.
Oh yeah. No one's thinking anything different, mate. No one's thinking anything different apart from John. No one thinks like John.
Yeah, long term.
John thinks about money and money only.
Jones don't want to play right back long term. He's doing what he needs to do for the team. He's filling in.
He's got. If he wants to get in his team, it might be his new position. It just shows a lot, though, doesn't it? Like who he doesn't trust and who he does trust. Slot. We talked about this last night, didn't it? Like his actions speak much louder than his words. He doesn't. We talk about having a number 9 and things, and we don't need an elite number 9. But he clearly doesn't trust Nunes. He starts Jota over him, who's been off form. He starts Diaz, who's a left winger over him. Now he quite clearly doesn't trust Kwanzaa. As soon as Kwanzaa played bad, he dropped him for Kanate. Seen him at right back, and he's played Jones at right back, who's never played right back in his life. In fact, Jones was so far away from right back when he first started. He was a left winger. He's at the other fucking side of the pitch, on the other flank, and as far as right back he can be. Now he's at right back. That shows to me Arne Slot absolutely speaks louder with his actions than his words. Absolutely. Score predictions tonight then, Reece. What are you expecting? Like you said, if we score early, potentially being a comfortable win. But can we score early? That's the question.
I think we're more than capable of scoring early. But like I said, we've got to take our chances and make sure we kind of ball possession and whatnot, ball retention, we kind of keep the ball, try and keep the ball, because even against Everton for large parts of that game, we didn't keep the ball. We were kind of rushing and forcing it. Don't force it. Kind of stick to our game. Score predictions. I'm gonna go either 2-0 or 3-1 to Liverpool. Potentially, I could see Everton scoring. It depends how Liverpool start or how Liverpool are playing. But if it's comfortable, I think 2-0. If it's Liverpool, make it a hard game.
It's a fall into Everton's magic again, like last time. Everton spells, because Everton literally dragged us into their game, didn't they? If they don't do that, they can win comfortably, as Reece says there. One thing we haven't spoken about, I did realise it when I was saying it, but I haven't really processed it, because I'm just like thinking Alisson's not playing, Jones at right back, Gakpo's not started. It's Diaz on left wing, isn't it? We've just been saying how much we've missed Gakpo, how important it is to be back. Like I think Diaz and Jota have huge games tonight now. They've got to do something now. They've got until the end of summer to prove a point if they're going to be here next year.
I don't think if Gakpo's up to speed, that's why he hasn't started him. I expect him to come on. I think he's trying to ease him back in, because we saw when he played against Newcastle, he was nowhere near it for me. And that was more frustrating, because why bring him on if he's not? You could see he wasn't fit. You could see he just didn't look right. So, yeah, big game for Jota and Diaz, because you got Chiesa and you got Chiesa and Gakpo waiting in the wings.
I was to answer this question here. Why not end up right back? I've spoken about this last time. I did a thread on it actually on Twitter about, when the Carabao Cup final, I said Kwanzaa should be playing right back over these two, Endo and Jones. There was talk about Jones and Endo potentially playing right back as well. And I was thinking with Endo, I think it's more physically that is not suited to a right back. This guy plays central, and you need energy to go up and down that wing as a right back. It's completely different to playing DM and the centre back. It slots into centre back because you just sit there most of the game. You sit there, you read the game, you make tackles where you make tackles. That's what a DM does as well most of the time. Right back's a different game, especially in modern football. You've got to get up and down that pitch. You've got to have knowledge of being a wide player. And I think Curtis Jones suits right back more than, as mad as it sounds, Curtis Jones played left wing. He suits right back more than Endo does because of the sheer going up and down the pitch and being able to attack as well as defend, and the knowledge of being a wide player. Being a wide player is completely different to being a central player. Central player, especially midfield and centre back, you've got to be so disciplined in your position. Wide player, you get a bit more freedom. That's why your wingers and your right backs and your left backs are usually the ones that create stuff. And this is why, especially in modern day game, right back and left back are solving things, and they get a bit more freedom to do whatever they need to do at that point. So that, I think that's where it would suit Curtis Jones a little bit more than Endo. But yeah, you said Endo about playing. It's a shame that Endo doesn't play in the game like this, because it's going to be a physical battle. That physicality in midfield, do you worry about it tonight?
I do worry about that. I do worry. I know we're usually used to our usual three, but I would have put Endo with Gravenberch, and then you put maybe a McAllister in the 10 or Szoboszlai in the 10. But just for that physical aspect, that know-how, and then it gives Gravenberch that protection as well. So maybe say if Szoboszlai played, he doesn't have to do as much defensive work. And then also Gravenberch is protected a bit more, so he can get on the ball, do certain things, and then Endo can kind of clean up and do the nasty work, the dog work, so to speak. That
just a thought: would you put Szoboszlai a bit further back and put Mac at 10 in a game like this?
Yeah, I've said that. I think most of the season I've said that. Times when he kind of looks gun shy going forward and not kind of doing enough in terms of shooting, or sometimes making the right decision, or usually passing more instead of shooting, I would have put, because of his physicality, the work he's already doing, I would have put him alongside Gravenberch and McAllister. I'm not sure why Slot hasn't tried that. There must be a reason why. There must be something he's maybe seen on training or a plan that he's got. But I would have tried that already. With obviously Szoboszlai's confidence has started to grow because he has been starting to score some goals and stuff. So maybe he's decided to stick at it.
I think we have actually seen Szoboszlai sometimes at the 8, and it hasn't really worked. Whether that's just him not being sort of disciplined enough to play that role. You've got to get up and back on the pitch. In the 10 position, you can get back, but there's no expectation of you getting back, if that makes sense. You can get back and obviously help the CMs, the CDMs, but it's more of like you're like an added person. If you get back and get involved, you're more an added person rather than there's less pressure on you getting back. Whether that suits Szoboszlai more so than them actually playing an 8, I don't really know. Like you said, we've been talking about getting a DM in potentially next season. I want to see Gravenberch in 8, and I want to see McAllister push up to 10, and I want then Szoboszlai can be just a simple fight for his place in the 10 or 8 position for me. And I'm happy with either one playing that role because I think Szoboszlai again this season has absolutely improved and is especially in recent months one of few players playing well in the recent months because we have been playing poor in recent months. But Szoboszlai coming out on top of it I think it's a bit of a positive going into it. My prediction tonight is going to be, I did last night actually. Me and Nige did a Premier League predictions the other night, 2 nights ago, and I did say 2-1 to Liverpool. I said if this game was before the international break, I might have thought Liverpool dropped points. Because it's not, and because we had that little break, that little physical, mental break away from the club a little bit, I think we'll come back, hopefully with a different attitude, different outlook on the season, because we've got 9 games left. 9 games left to go win this Premier League title. 5 games at home. Like Van Dijk said yesterday, we've got to make sure these home games are like a cauldron. They've got to be absolutely up for it. And what a better game to make it a cauldron than the Merseyside Derby tonight. What a better game to start our 9 cup finals off against the Merseyside Derby against Everton. But if we do drop points tonight, if we draw, it's going to be 10 points clear of Arsenal. If we lose, it's still 9 points clear. And that's where doubts start to... We still should go on to win the league, even if we do drop tonight. But that's where doubts start creeping in. And especially we haven't been playing well anyway before, it could easily take over.
You don't want to give them any extra encouragement or incentive. So, but yeah, I do think we will win this game. But I don't see Liverpool making it easy for themselves. They never do. So if they do, great. But I don't see
that's being a Liverpool fan, though, isn't it? When nothing's easy, nothing's given easy.
Contract you sign when you become a Liverpool fan, be prepared for a roller coaster.
We don't even make contracts easy. We don't even make simple things like contracts easy. Never mind a football on the pitch. But yeah, I think what my prediction to the whole game and how the game's going to go. I think it'd going to be a nervy first 10 minutes. I don't think Liverpool score early. As much as what Liverpool score early, I don't think they'll score early. I think it'll be a nervy first 10 minutes because of that break we've had off and the recent results we've had. Knowing that we're going to so close to winning Premier League title now, nearly 10 minutes. And I think once we get control of the ball, I think we'll start playing passes around quite comfortably. The thing is, what I worry about is that, like you said earlier, the physicality in midfield is a big, big worry. James Garner gets his body involved. The core is an absolute beast up and down that pitch. And Gay absolutely gets involved in tackles as well. So I just hope Liverpool don't fall for the game that they did last time in Merseyside Derby, where they fell into Everton. They played into Everton's hands, suit David Moyes. If we do that, we're in big trouble. If we don't, we'll play our game, concentrate on our game. Hopefully, Jota and Diaz, they're big, like you said earlier, big games for them tonight. They've not done out most of the season. It's now time to step up and deliver us this Premier League title. Thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you, Abdul. Thank you, Abdul and Hash in the comments. Thank you for getting your comments in. Thank you everyone for watching. Let's hope after the game. I don't know if I'm doing a match reaction just yet, but I might. If not, I might do a match reaction after the game or tomorrow. So if not, get your notification bells on because match reaction will be out latest tomorrow. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that comment button, smash that share button. Share it to all your Liverpool fans, friends and family, whatever. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully we end up on a Liverpool win tonight. Have a great night, guys.